I think about 6 million people across Canada and throughout the world just fainted. That was a very gracious and, I might add, articulate statement. Are you sober?
I am a very intelligent person.
Oh, well, I knew that. I didn't doubt that. I just wondered sometimes. Anyway, it's Kenny Johnson in the ring there against Hunter. This is one fall with a 20-minute time limit. And the #1 referee in the territory, Wayne Hart, is handling that. Isn't that right, Jim Davis?
There is no doubt about it. Wayne Hart, the best in the business. Right, Bob?
You know, Jim Davis stumbled getting into the ring because he wanted to make that announcement. We lost our titles to the Sumo Warriors. He couldn't wait. He almost fell over the bottom rope.
You're watching Maximum Overdrive, Hunter and Warrior against Drago, Zhivago, and Kenny Johnson. We've gone past the 5-minute mark, and this is Warrior going to work on Kenny Johnson. It's been a good one thus far.
Come on, Warrior.
Warrior gives him a shot. They have been coming along. They've been smoking lately. I can say that because they came out of the dressing room. There's a 2 count.
I thought the whole building was on fire. What was that?
There's a whole ton of smoke. It's called a dramatic rock entrance.
No wonder they're rocking tonight, aren't they?
They are rocking. Kenny Johnson got to get over to get a little help from Zhivago. Zhivago made the tag with Johnson. Did he? No, they just missed. Close call.
Great match coming up, you wrestling fans. Owen Hart and Johnny Smith. Hey, been waiting for it since last week. What an excitement. Summer Slizzler 89 to have this match on the card. You know, the promotion has got to be given a lot of credit because, hey, they're putting on some greatest matches that I've ever saw and witnessed in professional wrestling. Summer Slizzler 89.
While you're talking about that, I got to tell you something, Bulldog Bob Brown. Maximum Overdrive's getting a little cocky. Twice they've been able to put Johnson away for the count. Twice they've elected to give him a little more punishment. That can boomerang on you.
Well, they should know that by now when they lost a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago to the Browns. You can't get cocky in professional wrestling.
Well, there's cocky. There's Warrior screaming at the crowd in triumph. 1, 2, and he did not make the count. Drago, Zhivago. Murmansk.
It was nice to see Zhivago last week with Jason the Terrible. Boy, he's got that big cast. It's right up to his thighs.
Well, he's out of wrestling at least 6 months, I understand, as a result of the car accident that also injured Davy Boy Smith, and Davy Boy Smith is not around.
Very lucky individuals, Ed. If you saw the van, the accident, hey, it's amazing that they're here today.
Here we go. Whoa, Zhivago. There's the cover. No, sir, not quite. Got the big bear hug on him there. Hunter playing a little bit of sock it to him.
And we can't forget that no disqualification match. Commonwealth mid-heavyweight title bout. Greg Gamma versus Chris Benoit. Another Summer Slizzler 89. My goodness, I tell you, where did those big matches come from, Ed?
Well, I'm looking forward to that one. And I would like to see Benoit regain that title. And that's not to take anything away from Gamma. It won't be easy to beat Gamma. Won't be easy.
No, it certainly won't be easy. And I'll tell you what, another match that's going to be kind of interesting is Biff Wellington versus your favorite, Jonathan Holiday.
My favorite? I can't stand him. Yeah. Come on. He was doing some terrible things in this ring a couple of weeks ago. Mind you, he did apologize. He did apologize, but he was disgusting with his anti-Canadian diatribe. Zhivago in a little trouble. Warrior looks him over. Warrior has been very tough in this match. Oh, He hit that turnbuckle. Bango.
I thought that they could have finished this match a long time ago, Ed, but I think the Warriors, I just think that the overdrive, is letting this match get away from them. And I tell you, they better, when they get a chance to put these guys away, they should do it, Ed, because I'm going to tell you, if they don't, this will be a big upset in professional wrestling also.
Yes, and particularly when you look at Zhivago and Johnson as never having worked together before and being outweighed by a wide margin. Here's Warrior. Now with that toe hold he had, he wasn't playing this little pig he went to market,
He drove that size 14 right in the midsection of Zhivago. And I tell you, they got the Zhivago in big trouble then.
Boy, there's a knee in the midsection. He landed badly on his shoulder. There's a 2. Can he take him?
Did he pick him up on the count
Yes,
of
he
2?
did. He's done it 3 times, and he may live to rue the day. We are talking cocky here.
Won't take these chances with Sumo Warriors.
Oh, caught him going by. There's the cover. 1. No, just a minute. 1, 2. Not quite. Close call. Maximum overdrive going to work. Hunter. Cross body block. 2. Almost. Beautifully done. Kenny Johnson comes in. He's got a fire going. Kenny Johnson's after Hunter. Caught him high in the ribs. Drives him off those ropes over top. Jim, I've been saying to Bulldog, Maximum Overdrive's been pretty cocky.
They have been very cocky. They have given away about 3 pins thus far, and you can't keep doing that and expect to win the bout. But they have been very dominant. Although, look at Kenny Johnson coming on, a much improved young wrestler, and he's going to be a good one in years to come.
You betcha. Here he goes with Warrior. Oh! Leg drop to the throat. 2, just 2. Johnson here. Overdrive is really stuck in neutral at the moment. Leg drop and cover. 1, 2. That's all. Kenny Johnson, don't make a mistake. Whoops. He didn't see the tag. Was there a tag there? Yes, there was a tag. Behind his back. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. 1, 2, 3. Oh, a brutal ending as Hunter came off the top, Jimbo.
Maximum Overdrive shifted it into high gear, and they took the match.
Okay, speaking of Maximum Overdrive, here they are with Bulldog Bob Brown.
Well, certainly was a grueling match. Maximum Overdrive took a little time to put him away, but the bottom line is win. That's what you must do if you want to go on and beat the tag team champions.
That's right. That's why we're here, to beat the tag team champions. Now, I don't know what happened to you, and I don't know why those Japanese got the belts, but these people know we deserve them.
Well, you may deserve them, but right at this present moment, you haven't got them, and you got to work yourself up the ladder. So you guys got to go out, and you got to win at any cost. But, and once again, you got to start beating some big names before you get the chance at the title. Hunter?
Well, let me tell you something, Mr. Bulldog Brown. We beat you guys. We deserve the belts. We will go against the Japanese team, and we will take the belts away from them. Right, Warrior? That's right.
Well, say what you may say. It's going to be a tough team, and it's going to be a great match against the Sumo Warriors. But like I said, you got to keep on winning. You got to win the big ones, and you got to do it in quick fashion.
Eyeball Jonathan W. Holliday, no less, 215 pounds out of Princeton, New Jersey. He's in against Biff Wellington at 223, Lloydminster, Alberta. You know, a couple of weeks ago, Jonathan made a great anti-Canadian speech here. Wasn't so great, but at any rate, he tried to apologize last week and a little bit this week, but people won't forgive him.
Well, this should be an exciting match regardless of what kind of remarks he made. I tell you, Jonathan Holliday has got a lot of talent. Whether he wants to use it the right way or the wrong way, Ed, I'll tell you, he's got a lot of talent. But I want to tell you, all the talent in the world you need when you're wrestling Biff Wellington, because I'll tell you, I expect fireworks to come out of this, out of this match.
You're all choked up, aren't you?
Yes.
I can see that. Boy. Well, Holliday is delivering a lecture to Jurgen Herman, the referee. He's inviting some of the audience to come in and fight.
You better be awful careful, wouldn't you reckon, Ed?
Yeah, I'm tempted, of course.
Oh, yeah, I saw you a couple weeks ago with the handcuffs and the weasel. My
Yeah.
goodness, you looked intelligent.
I was tough.
Well, you sure were. You know what to do when you got a man tied up.
I can't believe I got conned into that. It was kind of a kick, though. You notice the weasel didn't interfere in the match, right?
Well, how can you when you got those handcuffs?
Yeah,
the
well,
weasel's
watch
wrist,
him tonight. Watch him tonight.
the weasel's wrist was bleeding considerably. I noticed you had a band and tape around your wrist.
I had a good bunch of tape. I knew where I was going. Not from experience with handcuffs, but just using my intelligence. You gotta figure your wrist is gonna get mangled in a handcuff if somebody keeps jerking, right?
Yeah,
Now, when
Jonathan Holliday's stalling again for time, but I'm going to tell you, he better take it. He better take it as good as possible, because I tell you, that Biff Wellington's a tough one.
Well, this guy, Halliday, has a very casual approach, but he can be lethal. Speaking of lethal, I think he's got over 80 wins now, hasn't he? Over 80 wins for lethal?
I don't know what the count is. I think he had 4 or 5 this week again.
All right, that'll push him up to 78.
I'll tell you the truth, the guy just going on and on, Ed. I tell you, I don't know if there's anybody around that actually can beat him. I guess the only match left, you know it, I know it, Jim Davis knows it, the whole world is knowing, is Owen Hart. How did you know?
I knew. The whole world knew, and even I knew.
What a team we make, don't we? We think alike.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Holliday's doing a lot of mouthing off in this match, but not much as regards warfare within that squared circle. Finally, he elects to join the proceedings. I get a lot of mail about Jurgen Herman. You talk about Wayne Hart. Get a lot of mail.
You good, Neil?
People hate him.
Really?
They think he's incompetent.
You get a lot of mail on me, too.
They think he's stupid.
Stupid? But I'll tell you,
I'm just telling you the truth. I'm a journalist.
I'm just turning around. I watch him calling the match as he sees it. Hey, I know a referee has to have 4 eyes sometimes, but
Jim,
the referee can't
you
see
get
it.
mail about Jurgen Herman?
We certainly do, and it's all very uncomplimentary. Jurgen Herman, of course, probably the most questionable official I have ever seen in these parts. I know he's a favorite of Bob Brown, but his European style with the whistles, it just doesn't seem to work because he gets so easily distracted, and it always results in some sort of interference or foul that he's unable to see.
You're outvoted, Bulldog. What is this? Now he's coming in. Wellington's getting fed up with him. Wellington gives him a shot, knocks him down. Oh, he doesn't want it. He wants to call timeout. Look out. Nelly, whoa! Oh, man. He was up where there was no oxygen.
Yeah, 15 feet in the air, and I'll tell you, Wellington took as much as he could possibly take, reached through the rope, grabbed him in by the hair. I'll tell you, that's the way you got to do it. You're here to wrestle, not on the floor, Ed.
Well, Jonathan spent a lot of time out there. He is pleading injury right now. We got to know if it's a case of possum. Boy, he talks a great game, doesn't he? Then when he gets into the ring, he hasn't got much to offer.
I tell you, he's got his fist closed. I don't know what he's going to use it on. If he wants to use it on somebody, he better get in there and get a hold of Wellington. Wellington's been patiently waiting for him. Here we go again.
Crowd is saying, give him a shot. Give him a shot.
You thought goalie Rogers stalled for time? What do you think of Jonathan Holliday?
I think he's done less than 60 seconds of fighting so far.
That's about right, Ed Welling.
Well, Holliday doesn't seem anxious to get into the ring. He again is delivering a lecture to the crowd. My, he's got this place in some kind of uproar. Wellington says, come on in. Come on down.
If Wayne Hart was refereeing right now, this match would be over.
That's right. He disqualified.
Oh, yeah.
That's as it should be.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
People don't like disqualification. People pay $10, $11, $12, $14 for tickets. They want to see a winner. And if you go out and disqualify Jonathan for what he's doing, maybe it's Wellington's fault. Maybe Wellington...
They just count him out.
Maybe Wellington should give him a chance to get in the ring.
Well, now he's in the ring. Let's see what he can do with it. Can he do anything with it? I don't think so. Oh, is Wellington having a good time? Big suplex. He snapped it in there.
Well, it was a real good snap. Hey, listen, if you really want to get jarred in professional wrestling, let Wellington or Benoit give you that quick snap suplex. I'll tell you, it jars you the whole body, Ed. I know. I've been on the receiving end of it.
Biff Wellington slapping the sleeper on Jonathan Holliday. And Holliday worked his way out. Holliday has spent practically the whole match running. Gosh, he's mouthy. Mouthy, mouthy, mouthy. It's a one-fall affair. 15-minute time limit. And Wellington is not taking any nonsense. And that's been the story of the match.
Yeah, what did Holliday say? Hello?
Whoa! He said hello, Mom.
Oh.
He was excited about being on television, I think. Wellington just chopping him down. 2 count, that's all. Wellington, not a smile on his face. No, sir. He's deadly serious about dispatching Jonathan Holliday.
Have you ever saw Wellington with a smile on his face?
Yeah, I think I saw it once when he was beating the bejabbers out of Bulldog Bob Brown. Other than that, I've never seen him smile.
Is that the night he lost the title?
Ah, good shot. There's a nice clothesline. Close in. Wellington grabbing his man, and he just flings him out into the crowd. A rather unceremonious exit for Holliday. He's taken such a pounding that he's not yelling at the crowd like he was in the early going of this bout. We're at the 10-minute mark, 1 fall, 15-minute time limit.
Well, if you had to go out and issue this match on points, Ed Whalen, you certainly would have to give the match to Biff Wellington because he's been all over him for the first 10 minutes. I don't think Biff Wellington has done everything to him.
Absolutely everything. Has he got something in his hand that he pulled out of his trunks? That is the question. He's saying to the crowd, shh, don't tell.
I thought he was tying his string on his tights.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay. That's right. I think you're right.
Thank you, Mr. Wellington.
All right. That's once in a row. Boy, he's giving it to him. Whoa!
Suplexes, backdrops, drop kicks, elbow drops, clotheslines. Hey, I don't know how much longer Jonathan Holiday can take this.
I wonder if he's leaving. I think he's tempted to leave. I think he's tempted to leave. He's debating. The crowd is really giving it to him.
As long as he gets a chance to get out of that ring, let me remind you something, wrestling fans, ladies and gentlemen of television land out there. Jonathan took 2 or 3 good hard ones. Now he knows he's got to recuperate, and if he gets out of the ring, he knows that he's got a 10 count to get back in. He gets in, he gets out, he knows he's got another 10 count. That's professional wrestling.
Well, he's stalling all right. Now Wellington wants to talk about brotherhood. He got a lecture from Wellington. That suplex was high. And out he goes again.
Now he's going to go on and take a breather now.
We got a track meet. Whoa! Holiday caught him coming in.
For an opportunity. That's a disqualification, Ed.
Well, it was accidental. You know that, and I know that. Totally accidental.
Let me remind you one thing. I thought Biff Wellington was a way ahead on points. I thought he had this match all wrapped up, but he made that one simple mistake. He gave an opportunity for Mr. Holiday to come across the ring. He ducked and sent him sailing over the top rope.
Okay.
I do think it was deliberate.
No, I don't think so. But let's have Jim Davies with you now. He's got a very fine wrestler with him.
Jonathan Holiday, I cannot believe that you were bragging about winning this bout. I cannot believe it. The fans cannot believe it. You were beaten from pillar to post. All you were doing is running around. You're very, very lucky that Biff Wellington was disqualified.
Let me explain one thing to you. The winner has an answer for every problem, and the loser, which happens to be all these boobus Canadians out here, have an answer for nothing. They've got an excuse for everything I can come up with. I could have beat Wellington in 2 minutes if I wanted to, but no, being the world champion man that I am, and Jim, don't interrupt me because I'm looking good tonight. I gave the kid a chance to come up to my standards. I'm undefeated, I'm the best there is, and I'm here for one thing, and one thing only. And that's to put money in my pocket. You can't deposit morality, and you can't deposit these Neptune objects out here. Jim, the pleasure's been all yours.
Hey, you should have worn your track shoes in there.
In the ring right now, the Samurai Warriors, the new international tag team champions, Sumo Hara and Benkai Sasaki. Goldie Rogers being introduced to the crowd.
Tag team champion.
And Kim Shaw is Rogers' partner.
Sapporo, Japan.
Boy, this is a wonderful, wonderful development for the Japanese tag team combo of the Samurai Warriors.
Sumo Hara.
Those belts look pretty good.
Well, they got all the countrymen here. They got a photographer from New York City. They got Mr. Jimmy from Japan. They're all here to take big pictures. And hey, listen, well, the job was well done.
So they're wrapping up the belts. Sasaki, kind of a weird figure coming into the ring. But he's a very solid guy. He's got the big legs, good power.
Well, they'll need all the help they can get. Listen, they got a lot of tough competition here. You must remember one thing: Gamma and Johnny Smith are forming a team, and they're going to be tough. And listen, I'm looking forward to the return match, me with Kerry Brown. And listen, we're entitled to a rematch. We give them a title shot after only 2 or 3 weeks in the area, and I think we deserve a shot back, don't you think, Ed?
Well, I suppose that's probably true. Bob, I can't argue with you tonight. This is Be Kind to Animals Week. I can't argue with you.
Animals?
Take an aardvark to dinner. Oh, here goes Goldie Rogers. We may be here for days.
Well, he's trying to get the Japanese wrestlers upset. I'll tell you, it's not a team to get anybody upset. Because I tell you what, a lot of people don't know a lot about these two Japanese individuals. But Ed Whalen, let me remind you something. Me and Kerry Brown found out the hard way and the quick way because we got beat for the titles. And I tell you, these guys have got a lot in the ball. And any time that you think that they're out of the picture, they're out of the wrestling match, they're at their very, very best, Japanese style.
Well, I wish we'd ring the bell. We may be here for days. Look at him. Look at him prance. Oh, get it over with. Get it over with. He looks at me and he smiles. Ring the bell. Ring the bell.
Ed Whalen pounding away at the bell at ringside. He wants the bout to start. He's fed up to the teeth with Goldie Rogers' procrastination routine. Boy, he takes a lot of time to take off his duds and get set to wrestle.
Are you a timekeeper now?
I certainly am. I think people paid to see a wrestling match, not a vaudeville show like the one just put on by Goldie Rogers. What does he think he is, the reincarnation of Charlie Chaplin or what?
I like it.
You like it?
Yes.
You are weird. You got strange taste. All right. The tag team champions. Boy, does that have a ring to it. The Samurai Warriors, Sumahara, Benkai Sasaki. That's Sumahara. You are here, you managed to live through it, to tell us that these guys they've got lightning reflexes, for one thing.
Well, they got everything. I've never criticized the Japanese government when they send athletes over here. Because I tell you what, anytime they send athletes over here, they're well trained. It's like the Russians coming over here to meet the best wrestlers in the United States and Canada, and what happens? They're well groomed. What about when they send the national hockey team, the Russians? They're well groomed, and they usually beat every NHL team they face. This is the same way in professional wrestling. You think Sumahara and Sasaki don't have nothing on the ball? Gentlemen, you're all wrong. Ask me, I could tell you firsthand.
I think the Russians have been having more problems at hockey lately. But then again, a lot of the Russians are playing on this side of the pond all of a sudden. Okay, Kim Shaw. I've always kind of liked him. I don't know about his attitude, but regardless, he has been a very tough competitor. I understand that somewhere out there on the road, he had a great match with Lethal Larry Cameron. Cameron kept his win streak alive, but I hear that Shaw gave him a lot to handle.
Well, it was just a great match. I witnessed it. And listen, Kim Shaw has got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Every time he goes in that ring, he goes in there to win. Win, lose, or draw, you know that you've been in the ring with Kim Shaw. Matter of fact, I had him the other night in one of the great towns in northern Alberta. He gave me all he could handle. I came out with victoriously, but I had my hands full then.
Sumahara, Kim Shaw. Shaw, who came into this territory, an absolute raw rookie. And we've seen a lot of them. We've seen Biff Wellington. We've seen Chris Benoit. I've watched the debut of a very nervous little guy at the time by the name of Owen Hart, Bret Hart, Bruce Hart. I've seen them all.
Did you see that? He caught Sumahara coming out the ropes with a slam, pressed him over top of his head, and threw him down.
Great strength.
Yes, sir.
Great strength, great balance. Takes a knee drop to the side of the head. Wayne Hart keeping expert control of this affair. As usual. Tag, and here's the new guy. Benkai Sasaki. Whoa! Boy, he's tough. I don't know that I want to beat him in an alley.
Listen, he's wild built. He's stocky. I tell you, he's got everything. Hey, just the right dimensions for a professional athlete. And I'll tell you what, he shows it in the ring. There's not a slow moment. He don't stall. Just keep an eye on this Sasaki and his arm. I'll tell you, they'll show us a lot.
Sasaki's got those heavy legs. Looks like a fullback from football. Goldie Rogers is ignoring his credentials. But he ran into trouble with a big hip toss and then the arm drag. And bingo, at mid-ring, it's Sasaki up top. Goldie looks gorgeous in pink tights, doesn't he?
You look at Mr. Sasaki now, been wrestling 2 or 3 years. Did you see the arm drag he give Goldie Rogers? Like a professional that's been in the business for 20 years. That's what I tell you about these Japanese. When they come over here, they're well trained in.
Kim Shaw's got Sasaki jammed in the corner. Now he's going to go for a ride. Look out, it's a turnaround. Gives him the toss. Boy, he landed hard. Just 2. And we're at the 5-minute mark. This is a one-fall affair. Let me see, a 20-minute time limit. Samurai Warriors, you talk about an upset. Last week, they were rated only number 4 among the challengers. The Browns were the champions. They came up from the number 4 spot. Really, when you consider the champion as being one of the spots, they were 5th overall, and they came on to win the title. Stunner.
Oh, you can never tell in professional wrestling. You can get beaten any given day.
Look at this. Did it again. Showed that leverage, that strength, took him down, and again, Shaw obviously exhibiting a lot of expertise.
Watch themselves with Goldie and Kim Shaw. Like I said earlier, you can get beat at any given day. And I'll tell you that Kim Shaw and Goldie Rogers got the ingredients for an upset here, too. Just like the Japanese upset the Browns for the title. Hey, nobody in the world would guess that would happen, but it did.
Okay. Goldie Rogers and Kim Shaw in the ring against the Samurai Warriors, the new International Tag Team Champions, and they are quite a combination. This is Goldie Rogers in pink tight glory and all, giving Kim Shaw a free shot at Sasaki. Nope, sorry, not Sasaki, it's Sumahara in the middle of the ring. Sumahara and Sasaki have pretty well split the time as we move toward the 10-minute mark. This is a 20-minute time limit. Yes, sir. Tough to be sitting at ringside and having to hobnob with a guy who no longer has a belt or anything. I mean, I got to sit here, I guess.
Well, I don't know why you have to. Hey, there's no disgrace with losing the Japanese. If you think, why is your prejudice? I said, listen, they were a better team that night. They came out to win, and they wanted the belt more than Brown and Kerry Brown.
You're so gracious tonight. What is that?
I'm a fine gentleman, Ed. Why don't you understand that?
Oh, you've taken your kindly pill.
Ask Jim Davis.
Who is this, Jim? Who is this man?
There's somebody wearing a Bob Brown mask sitting beside us. I cannot believe how well-spoken, how gentlemanly, how gracious he is about losing his title. Bob Brown, you're full of surprises tonight on Summer Sizzler 89.
Yeah, you're full of surprises. I just wonder what match you might interfere with. You have been known to do that, you know.
Well, I wouldn't think of it.
Look at now. Sumahara going down heavily. Goldie Rogers talking a good game.
Like I said earlier, we got a journalist from New York City, Mr. Suzuki from Japan. He does all the write-ups and the pictures for Japanese sports pages and does a great job at it. I certainly would like to welcome them both here to Stampede Wrestling, Ed.
It's amazing. Whoa! When you get a good Japanese tag team combination, or indeed individuals, that the Japanese will often send photographers. Be it, we have actually had a number of Japanese television shows shot in this arena at the same time that we were shooting for English-speaking television. So they have a great interest.
I was over in Tokyo one time. I turned the television on, and lo and behold, there was Ed Whalen.
But that was in English, I hope, or did I do it in Japanese that night?
No, you did it in English, yes.
Oh, how about that?
Wherever you turn the dial on now, in Canada, United States, any day of the week, you're going to see the best. Ed Will and Bulldog Bob Brown, Jim Davis, Stampede Wrestling, the best in the world.
What a publicist you are. What amazes me is we're into over 30 countries in the world now. Look out, off those ropes. Got a bit of a clothesline, but he's shaken up. Sumahara is stuck in low gear.
Goldie Rogers looking at the audience. He had Sumahara down, and he should have moved in for the pin. This is what they... If he's going to beat these Japanese guys, they got to stay right on top of him and take every opportunity that they see at.
You got it. Kim Shaw's going to pull him over. He's got him up top with a backbreaker. Is it going to finish him off? Sumahara spun out of it. Oh, listen, that's tough to do. Boy, to spin out of that thing.
Yes, and Kim Shaw ended up giving him a clothesline and almost had this match. Look at this now. Here we go.
Going up top. Shaw's gonna fly. Look out. Sumahara saw him coming. If only he can make the tag. He does make the tag. Here's Sasaki.
Watch the fireworks now.
Oh, Sasaki can fly. Oh, he can work.
Great individual, great athlete, Ed. Look at these suplexes. Here's a guy that's only been around for a couple of years. He looks like he's been around for 20 years. Now he's taking it right to Kim Shaw, and this is what you got to do to be a great tag team. Back suplex. Here we go.
Suzuki taking a look at his man once again. It's Kim Shaw. He'll drive him. Pick him up. No, ran into a knee. Here's Rogers. Sasaki softened up, but he got away. Sumahara goes right away to the midsection, grabs Rogers in mid-ring.
Rainbow suplex.
Just two. Boy, they got some snap to that. The rainbow suplex. Tango. Tag.
You know what this is all about, Ed?
Oh, mamma mia! They are pummeling him. 1, 2, 3. Got him. Oh, spectacular.
I'll tell you, they did everything in their power to Goldie Rogers. I never saw so many fast suplexes off the top rope, backdrops, and I'll tell you, it all took about 20 seconds, but it was a great victory for the Japanese team I should say, the new International Tag Team Champions.
Well, you better get out of here. I want you to go talk to the Samurai Warriors.
International Tag Team Champions? But I'll tell you, there's a lot of people gunning for you like they were gunning for the Browns. You guys came along, you did the upset. Congratulations. I want to be very graceful, and I want to be gentleman about it. I want to say congratulations on being Tag Team Champions. Mr. Sasaki, come over here. I want to talk to you. Gamma Singh. Johnny Smith. Let's turn around and look at the cameras. Johnny Smith and Gamma Singh. Johnny Smith and Gamma Singh.
We are number one, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time comes.
Okay. What they're saying, ladies and gentlemen, they're number one. They got to come to them. That's all I could say. Congratulations to the new champions.
For what? You're talking to a guy, me, who's seen all the great champions, the Luthez of yesterday, the Edward Carpacci. You're telling me this is the greatest ever?
Yeah, he's the greatest ever. I tell you, are you doubting my word? Look at his record. You know,
Doubting your word.
When you put guys like Davey Boy Smith away, Ricky Rice, Pillman, you name him, he's beating everybody.
He's great. I'm not arguing that.
Just look at that football tackle. That's the way he used to do it with the British Columbia Lions. They let him go because he was too tough on the opposition.
Well, he's just toying with him. Twice he could have had him down. And he's just toying with him. Nothing to it. Boy, that's lots of power there.
Well, there's nothing I can say. I said it all the first 30 seconds I was on the air. I think he's the greatest wrestling machine that I've ever witnessed.
Well, you haven't been around. He's great. I will not argue that.
Look at this now.
But don't give me the all-time thing. Whoa. Oh, what a squash.
Hey, he's got no mercy on nobody, and that's what he wants to do. For the simple reason is the promotion is not giving him competition. So he's going to go out, and you know what he's going to do next best? He's going to injure everybody they put him against.
Well, Gillespie gets tossed on out of there.
Here, give me the mic. Here.
Let me tell you people something. This man is finished. He is out. But I got something. I want to send a message out to Stu Hart, the IWA, Ed Wells, and all the rest of you morons. You're sending man to do a man job. I'm tired of being a nice guy. I'm out here. I'm going to start hurting people, and I'm going to put people out of professional wrestling forever.
Here's your phone. You better hold your hair later. Lisa Larry Cameron, I knew for the last 6 or 7 months this is what it was going to come to you. You pancaked the guy on the floor. The guy had to be carried out in the stretcher. Is this to serve notice that there's no competition left around here?
That's right, Bob Brown. What I was doing, I was sending a message out to the IWA, Stu Hart, Ed Wells, and all the rest of these morons. Look here, I'm the world's greatest athlete. If they want to send boys at me, then it's exactly what's going to happen. Stu Hart, let this be on your conscience. I had nothing to do with it. You're sending a man to do a boy's job, Stu. Owen Hart, you also know exactly what I want. There's no competition left, Bob Brown. I'm running through guys 2 and 3 times over and over, recycling guys. Owen Hart. Ever since the first day you stepped in the territory, you was a marked man. You were going down a road with no turn. And at the end of that road, on, it's me and the lethal one. And you know what it's all about, on. Right here. Get these poor morons, they money worth on. It doesn't matter. Anytime, anywhere. Like I said before, I got a special dotted line for your name on. Put your name on the line. Let's find out who the real king of the hill is around here.
This has been some wild night, some great wrestling, some of the hanky-panky variety, I guess you could call it, but it's been entertainment, hasn't it? At any rate, I got to tell you something. I certainly shall. I will really look forward to seeing you next week at the same time. But in the meantime and in between time, that's it. Another edition of TSN Wrestling. Bye-bye now.